So today we're about specifically Fox. Okay, so we all know Fox, you know, they got bought by Disney, and what has happened to Fox? Now it's 20th Century Studios, but I refuse to call them 20th Century Studios because that's the Disney version of Fox. Okay, so let's just go back to yearly of 2019. Let's again, you know, here this is the 2019 box office, and let's just go down to Fox movies. It's the funny thing is the highest grossing movie by Fox is Alita Battle. Oh, actually, it's Ford v Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari made more money, but every movie that Fox has released, okay, in 2020. Oh, you have to be on. I don't want to be on IMDb Pro. I want to see. You really have to be on IMDb Pro to see. Oh yeah, we're going through the numbers. Okay. Yeah, we're going to the numbers. Now, you have to be IMDb Pro. Demon Slayer actually topped the box office. That's surprising. Seeing that actually beat Dragon Ball Super. So not Blu-ray, box office. So we're going on the weekend sort. Sort index, and we can see what's the 2020 world, 2020 domestic. Okay, yeah, Fox's highest grossing movie of the year worldwide was Alita. But again, that was the last release before Disney before the deal was finalized. Before the deal was finalized as well. So, yeah, Fox, 20, let's just go back to 2020, okay? Every Fox movie Disney has released has been a failure. Call of the Wild was a failure. Underwater was a failure. No one watched those movies. 2019. Okay, we're gonna do movies after Disney bought Fox. So, Ford v Ferrari didn't do too well at the box office. Spies in Disguise was basically the reason why Blue Sky got shut down. Dark Phoenix was a big, massive failure. Ad Astra was. Breakthrough was a month afterwards. But again, Stuber was a failure. Stuber was a big, massive failure. The only successes that they released by Fox was Alita, which was before the March date. And, of course, before, here. So, Fox, but then you look at Disney, okay? And I think Disney is responsible for the reason why Blue Sky shut down. Okay, Blue Sky shut down a month ago. Okay, let's just look at the gross of Frozen 2, which is a garbage pile of trash, but that made $477 million. And of course, Disney released Spies in Disguise against Star Wars. Yep, against Star Wars. And they expected it not to flop. Okay? And Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was a big, massive failure for Star Wars. It still made money, but it was the worst grossing of the trilogy. But this movie was a failure. It failed. Spies in Disguise was a failure. It was a box office failure. You can see here. Yeah, it was a failure. No one watched this movie, and no one's gonna remember this movie either. It's gonna be another forgotten. Unless you're one of those YouTubers that only review animated movies, this movie is gonna be forgotten. Okay, this movie is gonna be forgotten. Okay, the only movies that from 2020, 2019 from Fox that people gonna remember is Alita Battle Angel and Dark Phoenix. And Dark Phoenix will only be remembered because it's a massive pile of doo-doo and a massive flop. And Ford v Ferrari, because it was nominated for Oscars. But other than that, no one's going to remember any of Fox's release. 2020, people are going to remember Call of the Wild, because a lot of dog lovers are going to remember it. But the normie audience is not going to remember any. Like, I think most people are going to remember all of these movies in the top 25. Or most of them. Okay? As 2019 movies, okay? Even so the movies further down here are going to be remembered in some way. Okay? No one's going to remember half of these movies by Fox, okay? that were released. Okay. And, Fox, ever since Disney bought Fox, okay, Fox has declined. Okay. Fox has declined. Ever since Disney said they were going to buy Fox, again, 2021 does not count, but because they haven't released a single movie in 2021, and 2020 it got even worse. But no one wants to watch Fox movies. I wonder why. It's because of Disney. Okay, and none of Fox's movies have been. And again, Disney has been delaying all of Fox's movies as well. Okay, Disney has been delaying all of Fox's movies. Okay, all of Fox's movies, as well. Yeah, okay, we have the DVD, Blu-ray site, because again, I'm not gonna fight with the numbers any longer, but again, the next Fox, I think Free Guy, the next Fox movie, that was supposed to release in July, okay? But Disney kept pushing back all of Fox's movies, like it didn't matter, okay? And we're always seeing a massive backlash against standard Disney, okay? The fact that people are calling Soul underrated is proof that people don't want to watch Disney anymore. Okay, people will be saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that 5 years from now." People will be saying, "Oh yeah, Soul's the most underrated Pixar movie. Onward's so underrated. We're gonna watch Dragon is so underrated because nobody wants to watch Disney anymore. People are sick and tired of Disney. Okay, people saw what Disney pulled in 2020, 2019. Okay, Disney released this unstoppable release, pulling down other releases so they didn't have a chance to be successful. Okay, let's just go look at, for example, movies that flopped or did worse because of Disney. Okay, let's do weekly then. Okay, let's just go to Alita Battle Angel. Okay. If it was, Alita Battle Angel did pretty well for the type of movie, for the genre of movie it was in. Okay, it did pretty well. Definitely. But Alita alongside Shazam, another movie that released, and Alita wasn't really damaged that much by Captain Marvel. It was already pretty down the list. But, when Captain Marvel came out, it went down 55%. Which again, that was Captain Marvel, made $153 million. Okay, and they talked about, oh, if you watched Alita Battle Angel, you are sexist. Okay, and again, we all know the media is all for Disney. We all know that Disney manipulates the media to get them on their side. We all know that's how it is of Disney. They manipulate the media to get everybody on their side. They basically make sure there's no competition when the movies come out. At Endgame, that's different, but when the movies come out, there's like no competition because it's the only options. Okay, the only options are Disney. Okay, Wonder Park and Five People Trot, two movies that were released right by Captain Marvel, both flopped because of Captain Marvel. Okay, Wonder Park, that was protected flop, but Five People Apart was a better movie than Captain Marvel. Okay, again, that movie was not gonna gross $1 billion, but if it released, for example, in February, it would have probably made $20 million. But because of Captain Marvel, it didn't make that much money. But then we could go to Shazam. It was a DC movie, came out in December. Yeah, let's forget, Disney probably forgot Dumbo even existed and just flew it around. But Shazam, at $53 million, that's pretty much acceptable. Okay, Shazam, it's doing okay. Okay, again, I think it's really Warner Bros. Fault to release it to, and then same thing with Curse of La Llorona, and especially Shazam. Okay, Shazam basically dropped and was forgotten because of Endgame. But again, Shazam already made a lot of money domestically. It already had but the real culprit is during the summer holiday season. Okay, the summer holiday season. Okay, John Wick did pretty well. Okay, it's a standard house. Then we had Aladdin, and the next week we had Godzilla. But guess what movie was guess what movie did better? Okay, Aladdin and Godzilla had similar reviews from critics. Critics didn't really care for Aladdin remake or Godzilla, but because Disney somehow has this magical way of, attracting people to the movies, Godzilla was the one that dropped massively. And now let's get to Dark Phoenix, okay? Someone told me that Dark Phoenix flopped because of Captain Marvel, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, okay? Both movies are pretty similar, actually. Dark Phoenix was relatively boring and actually was better than Captain Marvel. That's the funny thing. It was actually a better movie than Captain Marvel, okay? But it was basically a stereotypical, female feminist movie. That's what Dark Phoenix was, But if it was Captain Marvel releasing then, and Dark Phoenix, if Dark Phoenix was, like Captain Marvel, treated by the media, praised by the media, saying Captain Marvel is the bestest ever, and says Jean Grey is the bestest ever, blah, 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 the movie will probably broke records like Captain Marvel did for a female-led movie. Okay? We all know Disney sabotaged this movie because Disney has control over the critics. Okay? Dark Phoenix and Captain Marvel sort of got on the same score. Okay? And they sort of got on the same score on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? Because both of them sucked. And most of the people who watched Captain Marvel actually agreed that both of them sucked. People who watched both movies agree that both of them sucked, unless the Brie Larson's fan goes. And then we're going to go to next week, okay? Man Back International, yeah, that was expected to flop. That was a woke pile of garbage. And then we have Toy Story 4, okay? And Anna. So Anna is another one of those 6,000 female versions John Wick's ripoffs. But this is the biggest proof, okay? Like, unless you went to go see like an R-rated movie, you probably didn't see anything for the movie Anna, okay? Unless you watch R-rated movies, you didn't see anything for Anna. But, of course, because of Disney, Anna flopped. That's the reason why. And people say, it flopped because Luke Besson's a bad director. But people tend to forget, Toy Story 4 released on that weekend. Oh, I wonder why. And, of course, Toy Story 4 got perfect reviews because it was made by Disney. It was made by Disney, okay? Same thing with Yesterday. It was not a big success because of Disney. Okay. And then, of course, that was made by Sony. Spider-Man Far From Home was made by Sony. And we had Crawl and Stubber, and more proof of this, Stubber flopped and was forgotten. That was made by Disney. It was made by Fox, but Disney just threw it down the pipe and just puts it between Toy Story and Spider-Man. Okay. And we had the Lion King remake, okay? And this is for the proof of this, you had a massive amount of release on this week of August. I wonder why. It's because of Disney, okay? You had lots of flops released that day, or movies that didn't do too well. Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Scary Stories to Tell the Dark, The Art of the Razor's Edge, another Disney release. Okay. You also had more flops like The Angry Birds Movie 2, 47 Meters Down Uncaged, Good Boys, and Good Boys did okay at the box office, but yeah, The Angry Birds Movie 2 did flop, basically. Angry Birds Movie 2 was pretty funny. But again, because Disney basically put them in the release when, for example, Angry Birds Movie 2, when all the kids are going back to school, that's why it flopped. Because of Disney. It's because of Disney. If it released, for example, in June, it probably did a bit better than it did now in August. You had these flurry of released in August because of Disney basically had a monopoly over the July month of the box office. Okay? A complete monopoly by Disney. Okay, and it's also very similar in the December and November box offices. Okay, we're ignoring October because Movies and Mistress of Evil, was not very successful compared to Joker. Joker made more money, and then we have November Talk Fit was projected to flop. Then we had this weekend. Okay, Midway, Doctor Sleep. Play of Fire and Last Christmas. It's funny how all four of them didn't do too well. Okay, and I know, and you wonder why. Then we have 4th of February, another Disney release. Charlie's Angels, that was gonna flop. And then we will go to, and this is the reason why. And I bet if Last Christmas released around Christmas, no. The reason why Last Christmas did not release by Christmas was because of fucking Star Wars. And because studios are too, and Frozen. Okay, same thing with Midway, it flopped because of Frozen. It flopped because of Disney. Okay, and people are starting to wake up. A lot of decent to good movies were ignored last year because of Disney, because of Disney's monopoly. And you can see here it's practically a monopoly. Okay, Star Wars, okay, Cats, that wasn't really a movie people wanted to see. But Star Wars basically had a monopoly over the box office. Okay? Disney had a monopoly. And there was no basically, and then we had Onward flop, and then the COVID-19 stuff took over. Okay? But now we're starting to see people are against Disney. Okay? So that's why I keep telling people, Disney is a monopoly. Disney is not a good company. Because Disney will push away other movies, or basically make other movies flop. And I guess there's supposed to be box office flops. I'm not saying there shouldn't be box office failures. There's of course supposed to be box office failures to soda studios, that not everything can be a success. But most of the box office flops of 2020 were caused by Disney. Okay, when one company has that much control over everyone else, that's a monopoly. That is a monopoly. For example, Anna was a massive failure. Okay, Anna was a massive failure because of Disney and Toy Story 4. Okay, Disney and Toy Story 4 is the reason why this movie was a flop. Okay, this movie didn't have a big budget either. I bet if the Toy Story 4 didn't release on the same week as Anna, it will probably made $10 million its opening week. It will probably have spent another $60 to $70 million grosser. But because of Disney, because of, Toy Story 4, this is another movie that basically became a forgotten movie, essentially. And this is all, and the Angry Birds movie 2 was another example. Lion King remake basically destroyed its box office. Mortal Kombat is doing okay at the box office, which is pretty good because it's not a big budget movie. A super big budget movie only has a budget of like $60 million here. And it's probably going to make back its money, but I bet if it released in the same week as, a Disney movie, it will probably flopped and failed. Okay? And that's the problem. Disney has so much power over the box office. I hope the theoretical market bounces back, what it's starting to do already. Godzilla vs. Kong was a pretty big success. The biggest success since, before this virus stuff started, before this pandemic started. Godzilla vs. Kong was a big, big success. I don't know why Godzilla vs. Kong's gross is... Yeah, they have to fix that. But Godzilla vs. Kong is hope for the box. Yeah, they have to fix this. They have to fix this basically here. But made $80 million. $390 million always beat the last Godzilla movie. And of course, it was a success on HBO as well. This movie was basically a big success story. And we have it compared to Wonder Woman. It's going to likely go up to 80 to 85 million. Of course, that they need to fix that with the daily box office. But other than that, it is a big success. Okay, this is comparison to Alita, Battle Angel. It is gonna a movie that made around $85 million. Godzilla vs. Kong is probably gonna outsell that, make around $100 million. This is pretty good for Godzilla vs. Kong. So that's basically it. Goodbye.